Hi, Doug Peters here again from Bluebird Labs with a quick video on the latest version of the BattLab One software, version 1.2.1. And I wanted to point out a few of the new features. Some of the feedback I've gotten over the past 6 or 8 months is that quite a few people wanted to see a plot of the sleep current in addition to the active event current. So you'll notice that there is now a dual plot available in the BattLab One software. There's also a way to interact with that data, clicking on the Bluebird logo down below in the menu items. And we'll talk about that here in just a second. I'll walk you through that. But just to get some data on the screen, I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to capture some data on my device. And I'll capture, I'll say about 17 seconds worth of data, and we'll take a look at how I can interact with that data here in just a second. By capturing the 17 seconds, I happen to know that the active event here is not nearly that long. I'm going to end up picking up some of the sleep current as well, which is something that happens quite often if it's difficult to know when your device is going to go to sleep. And I'll talk about how the interactive tool can help with that. I'm going to go ahead and capture, though, the sleep current first before I interact with that. I do want to point out there is a new persist sense resistor checkbox. So if you want to keep getting multiple capture sleep event uh, uh, captures, you can do that without having to switch back and forth between the between the different sense resistors. And so I've captured the sleep current here now for my device. And you'll see I've got about 7.43 days of battery life. However, I know that this 59.73 milliamps shown in the active event is actually much lower than what I would expect it to be. Because if you look at the active event capture, you'll see that my active event really ended here when I went into the sleep mode for my device. And so to capture that, I can use the Bluebird logo or the Bluebird icon, click on it, and then just draw a rectangle around the region that I want to use as my active event. And you'll see that data will fill in down below. If you click on the Capture Event button, it will place that data now into the optimized column. And here's our original capture. Here's the capture I want to use. If I click on Optimize now, you'll see that it changes my 7.43 days of battery life to 7.22. Not a huge impact in this case, but again, I'm using just the active event data because I've been able to select it now off of the plot. And I can also do the sleep event data. If I wanted to capture that data, I can do that as well. In this particular case, I had some other things going on in this sleep event. And if I wanted to use that data, I could use that data by clicking on the capture sleep data, and it would fill in the optimized column as well. And I can re-optimize the battery life. And I wanted to show just one more feature on the latest shipping version, which is for those of you who do still want to just see the active event plot and using all the real estate available for that plot, you can still do that. I'll go ahead and turn on my power supply here, and I'll capture 17 seconds worth of data. But this time I only want to see the active event data, and so I'll click on the only active event plot, and we'll just capture that data for the plot rather than seeing also the sleep current profile. And so I'll capture that same 17 seconds worth of data. You will still be able to use the Bluebird icon to select data off of that active plot once you've captured your sleep current. I'll go ahead and capture that sleep current. And at this point, if I wanted to use just the active event data, I can still use the Bluebird icon down below, select the data that I want, click Capture Active, and I can re-optimize my data. So that's the latest version of BattLab. And one more thing I did want to point out, there are a couple of new profiles on here. The CR1632 and the CR2450 are now also here as well. It helps quite a bit on the cutoff voltage. It doesn't mean you have to use that for just those battery types. You can still use the voltage that's appropriate for your battery, but it is nice having the profiles because it gives you a better accuracy on the cutoff voltage. Once again, thank you very much for listening. And if you're looking for more information, head on over to www.bluebird-labs.com. Thanks again.